Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We're rejoining our shuttle crew here where we were going to deploy this habitation module, but unfortunately I forgot to configure the RCS ports to use hydrazine and nitrogen tetroxide, which is what that fuel tank is full of. So, small problem there. We can't actually use that tug module for anything. So while it's still pretty close to the bay, we're just going to go ahead and try to get it, like redocked by adjusting it and scraping off a whole lot of paint. And we do eventually get it redocked. Thankfully, it didn't get very far. And then we'll just kick out the Have Lab module and, well, move on with our lives. Yeah, the problem here being that we just don't have a whole lot of time. That tug would have been very, very useful, but we're just gonna let that thing drag its way across the cargo bay. Oof! I cannot believe I forgot to set up the RCS ports. Quality engineering at work here. We'll just call it a control systems failure. All right, looks like the HAB module is clear, so we can just go ahead and pull ourselves away. It does mean we have a lot of extra fuel to play with because we can just pump this stuff. God, that's like double the amount of fuel that we're actually going to carry. And we didn't have to do any kind of rendezvous or anything. So we'll just try to bring this home, heavy as hell. And see what happens. All right, the cargo is clear. Let's plot our deorbit maneuver somewhere around Australia. That should do it for us. Add maneuver in 10 minutes. Good times, because we're lined up with Florida, because we, lollygagged a whole lot. There it is. Oh yeah, periapsis is actually looking pretty good. Let's see what happens if we drop it within range. Oh, too much. 2,000 meters. We could probably burn a... Well, we're coming in heavy, so we're not going to bleed off speed as much as I think we will. And at least this one floats. So we'll just, we'll go to town where we are. Let's get that set to about 50. Let's see what we're looking at here. Yeah, that's going to put Florida right underneath us at periapsis at the moment encounter. So we'll just push this a little bit later. No, you know what? We'll leave it alone. Too many shuttles. Too many things to memorize. It's all just much, much too much. Okay, there we are. And hey, look, we're already almost pointing at the node. We are going to come in heavy, and we're going to try to land this cargo. I don't know what the tonnage of that defective tug module is, but is it... Oh, I forgot what this was rated for on return. I think it's 30 tons. I guess we'll have to see. I mean, at least it's in the right place of the cargo bay. We got that much going for us. So since the crew has spent their pre-described duration in orbit, we're going to go ahead and get them ready for their deorbit burn to bring them back to Cape Canaveral, hopefully. I mean, really, Florida, I guess, is the goal. If we can put it on an actual runway, that would be even better. If not, land would be good. So we'll displace as much of the fuel as we can. I really have no idea if that tug module with its illy configured things is set up or within our return cargo capacity. I speculated earlier that it was probably about 20 tons or so. I have no idea. But we've drained from it what we can. We've locked it, and now we're just going to rely on ballasting from our aftmost tank, which is just ahead of the engine mount, and our foremost tank, which is, of course, the cockpit, to try to balance our load as we start to make our way through Earth's atmosphere and descend very quickly and hopefully making an approach for landing. We do need to divert north by just a little bit, a couple of degrees or so. There is our ablative thruster ports from within the nose docking NASA standard shielded port. This is entirely nominal until, well, now. Oh, this is why you don't mess with anything ever, ever, ever. Come on. Really? Come on. Get back to it, man. Dude, please. No. Why? Alright. I've learned my lesson. We will not deviate from prograde ever, ever, ever. Just please stop this. Come on, come on. Oh, no, no, please don't blow off the main engines. I need those. Alright, we will redirect later in the flight path. Let's just hold right here. No, 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 not again. Come on, come on. No, 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 no. And around we go. But still too heavy. Ah. Dang it. Ah. 2 of 4, or 2 of 3. Sure, just take the other one. That's cool. It's all good. Yep. None main engines. Balance severely compromised. Oh, maybe we won't be too butt heavy now for you to roll. God, what else did we lose? Stop. 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 Alright, well. I guess if the problem was we were too butt heavy, burning off some engines certainly helped. And now we can start re-entry in earnest as, yeah, we're pushing the west coast. I don't think we're making it to Florida today, folks. Bowman, you jackass. With most of the silliness out of the way and, well, with those engines completely burned off, we can just go ahead and get through the less interesting part of the reentry, which is a lot of us flying straight, making contrails, and making pretty good time. You can see us now crossing over the Gulf of Mexico, past Louisiana, and whatever that random island is there, with Florida very quickly coming into view. Our speed, however, was just not quite good enough to put us to the opposite coast of Florida, so we decided to make the decision to burn off all of our remaining aerosine nitrogen tetroxide fuel in those OMS engines, the only ones that have survived the descent so far, and try to push us deeper inland in hopes of making a runway. But looks like we'll make Orlando, but certainly not Titusville. Yeah, I think that's our runway. We're just way out of alignment for that target. But, you know, close enough to stall speed for it to matter, so let's start looping in. Nice and easy. Lead off this last 2 kilometers of altitude. I was trying to line up for an approach over there. I just don't think it's going to happen. Just be real honest here. I think we're landing street side. Nice, gentle 1 kilometer altitude turn. Much to the amazement. Anyone awake at this hour? Right. Just do a braking 90-degree and then set ourselves up, put down on that fictional runway. But hey, we hit the right state this time. Good for us. Yeah, 157. We're gonna be at or below stall speed. This will be fun. I don't know which line is the runway. I'm gonna shoot for this dark one here. That looks good enough, right? 1.2 clicks. 47 across the ground, 25 down. That's too much. Not lined up at all, I know. This is turning into an emergency landing. 139 across the ground. 10 down. 85 meters. Just landed on the white stripe, because I can't tell what's what. We need to get on the dirt before we stall out and kill everyone. Flatten it out. Oh, hey, we're on the ground. Look at that. Brakes, 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 brakes. Easy peasy. Minus a bunch of engines. Looked like we stopped, but now we're stopped. Sweet. Recover vessel. Yes. And so with the crew safely on the ground, we will get this space shuttle recovered and attach some new engines to it and get it ready for its next flight sometime in the next coming weeks. Switching over to Harmonia Station in low Mars orbit. I did spend a lot of time out here bringing down resupply pods that were captured into very eccentric orbits that we didn't quite need and did not have a free docking port for until recently when we cleared out one of those Charlie life support pods and sent the other Chestnut on its way back to Earth. Now we have 2 free docking ports, so we can go ahead and resupply our other on standby mission and get this ready for our upcoming Mars window, which is in about 2 months time or so. We'll be sending lots of things over here, hopefully anyway. A little bit of overcorrection there on the engine as we bring this Lima pod carrying liquid oxygen and kerosene for the main engine on the Chestnut spacecraft. I did also bring in a Delta pod which carries aerosine and nitrogen tetroxide for fueling up the lander, so all the thrusters run on that fuel mixture also. I did capture footage, but I figured showing you 2 dockings of pretty much the exact same thing, just painted differently, was probably boring. But needless to say, we have all the fuel on hand to make our next round of crewed Mars landings here in the upcoming months for the space program. So at least the supplies are on station. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.